let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see in the title, on today's video I'm going to be giving you my full review with spoilers of Ghostbusters Afterlife. This is a sequel of the original and the second part. This basically ignores everything from the reboot that came out in 2016. So in case that you were curious about that, so now you know this is a direct sequel. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them, just to see if this is worth watching or not, or the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the options. So giving that little talk disclaimer ahead, let's get into the video. Now, this one probably you're asking, is Ghostbusters horror? Well, it's not precisely horror, but definitely comes on the sci-fi and supernatural side. So this is why I am doing the video, because I kind of feels like it's horror, but not the type of horror that we're kind of used to see. Like, this is more family friendly horror if you want to take it like that, and it's supernatural. So I wouldn't say that it's completely necessary to watch the first two, although that would be illogical since this is the third one, but this movie gives a brief minutes of telling you everything that you need to know in case that this is your first time, or maybe if you're a fan and you're bringing your kid to watch the movie and they didn't watch the first ones, so they won't be lost. It's something that I saw a lot, like a lot of families on a movie theater, and also a group of old mans that were screaming and laughing and really enjoying the movie because nostalgic. The first thing I want to say is that it touches my heart. I really like Ghostbusters. I have watched the originals. Of course, I didn't grow up with them. Of course, I wasn't born on the 80s. But still, I know the impact that they had. And let me tell you that this one hits. Like, it's really, really, really nostalgic. Like, if you like the originals and the first ones, there's one specific scene, I'm going to be talking about that way later, really, really touch your heart. Now, basically, this one is about the granddaughter and grandson of Dr. Egon Spengler, who the actor Arnold died in 2014. So, of course, he wasn't part of the reboot, just of obvious reasons, but the original cast kind of makes some cameos and everything. So, of course, in this one, that happens again, but with the difference that Arnold is kind of brought back. Now, the movie is about their grandson and granddaughter and his daughter. Why? Because the very first scene, we have the car, the Ghostbusters, it's running into a farm and in the middle of nowhere. We never see his face, but we know that it's him, and it's a really alike person. It's real alike, but like I said, we never see his full face, but you know that it's him. So he's trying to catch a ghost, but he fails on the process. And this is 30 years later of the second one. So we are on the present day, we have the presentation, we have the single mother and his two kids. She is basically out of money, she's broke, and her father died and he left her something. Well, she's expecting money, but it's not precisely money. So she goes to the farm and she learns, because she's mad at him because basically he left him, all his partners, he took everything with him, and his family, he left everything to be far away in Oklahoma, in Somerville. It's a really small town when everyone knew him as a crazy old man, basically. And because he was always talking about the apocalypses and that something big was going to happen and a lot of earthquakes and supernatural thing activity, but of course no one believed him. So he died being known as a crazy person. So the very first cameo that we have from the originals is it's Janine, the secretary assistant, whatever you want to call her, on the originals. So she appears by a brief moment. She comes with the papers and everything to the daughter, and she's like, well, he basically left you debts and this house and everything. So of course she's mad, but her daughter and son are more than curious to see her father and their grandfather basically was doing. So the girl, that it's Phoebe, she's really nerdy, she's really into science, pretty intelligent from the very first moment. I love her character. She's really brutally honest, but she's also funny. She's kind of a little bit of awkward, but not in a annoying way or even forced. Like it goes so natural with her, and she expressed the way that she is with how she like the clothes that she's using. So I really liked her character. And we have the son, that it's Trevor, that is actually played by Finn Wolfhard, that it's from Stranger Things. And actually a fun fact is that they on second season they actually wore the Ghostbusters costumes on Halloween. So I thought that was pretty funny watching him once again with the Ghostbusters like clothing, whatever. So we have them, and he's of course a teenager. He has some kind of love interest, but they don't go that deep on that. So basically, when they move to the house, of course, there's a presence here. And I quickly catch that was Egan kind of talking to his granddaughter that he never got the chance to meet, but now as a ghost. Although we never see him, but he's moving things, and she eventually found one of the artifacts that kind of takes when something is there, and she eventually finds a trap with a ghost inside that he hid at the beginning of the movie. So of course she's now realizing who his grandfather was. She's kind of a little bit mad to his mom for not telling her, because she's like, I like science, he liked science, he was almost a genius, why did you even tell me? Like she created a connection with his dead grandfather, which I think that was really, really cute. So I don't know. I think that definitely if we ever got a scene of them alive, I am 100% sure that this movie would have been completely different if Arnold was alive. Well, since he's not longer with us, this took a different turn, but a really good way. I am not mad about it. So we have the development, and then we have Trevor that founds the car, and he actually fixed it. He kind of likes mechanics and that type of stuff in cars. So they get into the car. Also, we have Phoebe got a friend that his nickname is Podcast, because he's always doing a podcast, and he's really funny, and I really, I don't know. I mean, he remind me of Russell from Pixar's Up. He's really, really funny, but so cute, and you really like him. Like here, all the characters, you really like them. I don't know. I think that everything worked together so well. So Paul Rudd's character, he's the teacher of Phoebe, and he's in a seismologist, if that's the right word. He basically works with earthquakes and that type of thing, and he's studying the fact that in Oklahoma, especially in Somerville, there's a place that there's no possible way for have so much earthquakes and that type of activity, because of where it's located. So of course he's trying to investigate it. Also, something that I really like about the movie, he at some point says that the kids there, they aren't that smart. So although he's a science guy, he doesn't make any effort in teaching science. So he's like putting them a movie. The first movie that they watch is Cujo or Cuyo. In case that you didn't understand, I'm sorry. Sometimes I say the titles in Spanish. Well, Cuyo. That's from Stephen King. And the next movie is Chucky. I wanted a teacher like that. Like, it's not that I didn't like it science, but if you ask me, I prefer watching horror movies as a kid. I don't know. I like it that part of the movie. So they meet all together, and they eventually kind of catch a ghost that they accidentally release, but they destroy the city, and they even end in jail. While Paul Rudd's character and the mother of the kids are having a date. So she gets really furious at them, and they kind of have an argument, and Phoebe gets really sad and kind of frustrated, we could see. But of course, she is not going to take like a no from an answer. She's going to continue what her grandfather planned, because she realized that the plantation is not just a farm, it's an actual trap for ghosts, because he found out that a huge ghost and energy was about to come up on 2021, and it's about a goddess that has been on earth for a very long time, and she needs some specific things. So he was basically waiting for the moment that was ever unleashed, he could trap it. So we learn also that of course he abandoned everyone from the Ghostbusters, so they're kind of mad at him. And we learn what they did after all these years. But of course, they have on their own hands because of course they're not coming. So they get all dressed up, they fix everything up, and they're ready to continue Egor's plan. But of course, something is failing because something is missing. Right when they're trying what their grandfather was doing at the beginning, that was catching the ghost, but their trap didn't work because it needs more energy. But from where this energy comes, and this is the moment I almost cry on the movie theater. They all come back. So my eyes are even wording. They all come back, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a really emotional scene. But wait, there's more. Acre comes back. Like at first, we have Phoebe, like she's pairing up with them, but then he appeared. Oh my, I am crying. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm sorry. He appears, and they are all four together. I have never expected such a beautiful moment as this. I think that is the fact that he's dead. I don't know, right? It feels. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm crying. Well, it's a really beautiful scene with the emotions and they all together, and of course, they made it. They saved the day, they saved the world. So we have this last moments of redemption with her daughter because she eventually finds his office and she realized that he was looking at her life although he was far away. We learn why he escaped and that his basically partners didn't believe him at first, but now they did. And they all came back. Like I said, it was a really emotional scene. And well, everything comes together to a happy ending. Now it has two post-credit scenes. I'm not gonna tell you about them because the reality is that you should just go and watch it because definitely you should go and watch this. Now, I will give the movie a 4.5 out of 5 and a 9 out of 10. That good it is for me. Definitely, I enjoyed this movie from right the beginning to the ending. It's 2 hours. Kind of feels long, but has a reason. It's funny. It's nostalgic, but it's also something new. Like has the perfect balance between everything because of course it has some reference, catchphrases. Like at some point, they're like, "Who are you gonna call?" And it's like, "Yes." And there's even a point when they ask Phoebe who you are, and you could be thinking a Ghostbuster, but she says a scientist, and I'm like, "Thank you for not making that thing so cheesy and being actually you taking some part of your own thing, not making them like just because it's Ghostbusters." I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but I really like that she says scientists and not Ghostbusters. But I really like it, the connection that created with her grandfather's ghost. She of course see him because he's back. Now for that they used some previous recordings of him and that type of technology when basically you bring back someone. It's really impressive. So if you like and you're a huge fan of this, it's going to hit you because like I said, it writes on the feels. Now the cameos and they're coming back, actually they aren't that spoiler since basically you can search the cast and you can see that they're all there. Well, of course, we don't specifically know how they were going to be on the movie ever since until the very end. But I really like it. I really like it how they put them together once again, but at the same time bringing something new. A sequel could be coming. That's a reality. Could be coming because the two post-credit scenes they give like an open ending to this, but at the same time a happy ending. Now this is a really good movie to watch on family. It's not scary at all. Of course not. Maybe a kid, a really small kid, probably just because it has some kind of jump scares. The marshmallow guys, they're back. They're funny as hell. So I like it's pretty funny and light, but at the same time it's so good. This is a movie that I will rewatch a lot, and I know that. I really like Ghostbusters. And well, I think that this is all. I think that I have never been such as excited for talking about a movie as this one, but it's because I really, really enjoyed this one. So of course having the originals, having new kids, but in a really good way. I know that many people were disappointed with the reboot. In my personal opinion, I don't hate it, but it's not the Ghostbusters. So of course, I don't. But like I said, I don't hate it. I can cope with it. I can watch it, but it's not my favorite. Of course, I prefer this one. I'm going to be honest. I definitely prefer Ghostbusters Afterlife over the reboot. But yeah, this is all for the video. Let me know in the comments if did you watch it, what did you think, you're planning on watching, you have never watched Ghostbusters. Well, if you have never, you should, like, seriously, go right now, watch the first one, the second one, and go and watch that third one because they are good. This is an ultimate 80s classic movie, so definitely you're not going to regret it. And well, this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to be see you guys on the next one. Bye.